Just a few days ago, I rewatched this movie right here, Speed Racer from 2008, and it made me realize something, just how broken America is. What's rockin' my rock and rollers? Today's video is going to be an interesting one I didn't have planned. I just thought of this topic as I rewatched a movie, which, as the intro said, I rewatched Speed Racer a couple days ago. This is the brand new 4K, which came out from Warner Bros., which looks incredible. And as that intro suggested, it made me realize something that I didn't think I would think of watching this movie, and that is just how broken America is. Now, I'll get to that in a second. First, if you haven't seen Speed Racer, go watch it. I could make a video talking about all the visuals, the storytelling, which generally, yes, it is a good movie. I know people in the past like, oh, Speed Racer, like it's bad. Well, when it first came out, it was kind of like, crapped on, which I think time has been good to it, because this film right here is actually a decent film. Not just easy, it's a great movie. I would put it up to like, one of the great movies of the 2000s, especially how it looks. However, like I said, I could go into about the cast, the plot, all that, but there was one aspect of it when I was watching it that made me kind of sad for our country, and that is just the family aspect. I want to point out in this video. This will be about the family aspect. So the family in this film is the let me pull them up here. So is the Racer family. So we got, from this photo, we got Sparky. And these are not the actors, these are like the characters. We got Sparky in the left, we got the monkey Chim Chim, the mom, literally like her name's Mom in the film, and Pops, Trixie, and then Speed obviously on the right, and then Spritel down at the bottom. Watching their dynamic in the film made me realize just how, like I said, how broken America is. Now, that's something I did not expect watching this film. Like, going into it, I've seen this film before. I owned it on DVD, I owned it on Blu-ray, and I just got the 4K. So I haven't watched it in a few years, and I was kind of touched with, like, everything in modern Hollywood and just society in general. It's all about, whenever there's a family movie, quote unquote, it's always like, oh, they're broken up, or they don't talk to each other, they had a falling out. So in this movie, there's none of that. Like, I mean, there is, like, I guess relationship dilemmas between the family members. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you've seen the movie, Speed wants to do something, but the Pops, doesn't like it, and they have to work it out. There's some of that, okay, yeah, of course, but there's none of this, none of this backstabbing or I hate you, I wish I was never born. There's none of that. So seeing a healthy family portrayed on film, which is something, again, this movie came out in 2008, and like I said, it was 18 years ago? Yeah, 18 years ago, and we've seen almost nothing like it since. Like, when was the last time you watched a movie that had a good, healthy family in it? Name one. I mean, maybe the Avatar movies, particularly the second one, in the first half, but that's really it. I can't think of anything else. Now, some people think I'm jumping to conclusions. Oh, I'm seeing something that's not there, but no, I'm not. If you rewatch the film, it has a very strong, family message, a message of hope, and the family message. It's not like the way it's portrayed in the film. It's not like Fast and Furious, where they just beat you over the head with family, 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 and you're like, okay, I get it. You guys are family. This film, it's organic. They say the word family. Oh, I'm protecting my family. They say some of that, but like I said, it doesn't beat you over the head like other movies do. This family just shows you, well, not family. This movie just shows you, hey, this is a healthy family unit. We're gonna follow them on their journey, and there could be multiple reasons why, which I'll get into in just a little bit. But the biggest reason is, in the case of these characters in this film, the whole family dynamic is set around one thing, and that is racing. And that is one thing I think a lot of families nowadays are they're missing. They don't have something that holds them together. It used to be in the past, the decades before that, the family was the unit. But now, obviously, in society, was it dinks, the dual income, no kids, the divorce households, the single parent households, it's all bad for society. It's all trash. I wish it wasn't that way, but, sadly it is. But watching this film, like I said, the main thing is I didn't just I didn't expect it. I was like, oh my god, this is like actually like helpful and like hopeful and like just healthy. Like it kind of hit me in the feels. And one of the reasons why is like, yes, it's centered around racing. So every character in this family, I guess every person in the family, I should say, has something to do with racing. Even the mom, who's not like, a mechanic. Well, I guess she does. There's one scene where she does. That's a bad example. But anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. Every member of this family loves racing. They don't, they put their all in it. And let's go down the list of characters. So this family is kind of small. So obviously, we have Pops. That's literally his name. Pops, played by John Goodman, who is just, John Goodman's he's just a beast. But Pops is like, he's actually a very he's clearly the patriarch of the family. There is no doubt in that. You watch the film, he's clearly the patriarch. He makes the rules and they all follow him. But it's not in this overbearing, like, I'm in charge, you must listen to me. Like, if this was made today, dude, he would be like abusing the kids, be beating his wife, all that, all the stuff that modern writers do, because frankly, that's all they know, because they come from broken households themselves. But no, in this movie, he's a leader. He's a true definition of a leader, of a patriarch. He loves his family. He protects them. But it's not this over cartoonish way. It's a normal, healthy way. And just like, you're going to see this theme. It's just seeing this in 2026. This movie was made almost 20 years ago. It just blew my mind. Like, oh my God, like Hollywood actually made a movie like this? Like, a masculine, strong, healthy character like this, dude, that they would never make that now. And if they did, he'd be buffoon, he'd be abusive, he'd just be stupid. Like, he would not be this. So that's one. The second one is the mom, who, that's literally her name, is the mom, played by Susan Sarandon. Susan Sarandon, I think that's her name. Great actress. I'm butchering that name, but great actress. She did good in the role. And again, kind of like with the Pops thing, she's a mother. She's not one of these, oh my God, girl boss, all this, type we have nowadays. She is a mother, and not like, oh, like I can't do anything. I'm just a woman. I'm just a mom. No, there's none of that. She, when it comes down to, she gets down and dirty with the family. She rolls up her sleeves. She, does the mechanic work sometimes. She makes food for everybody. She's like the definition of what a mother should be: caring, nurturing, thoughtful, understanding, like feminine, like all the things that the typical, like stereotypical mom has. Like, it's her. And like, again, like with Pops, a character like this, they would never make now. They would never portray this level of like femininity, caring. Like, never in a million years would a character like this be written in a movie. And if they were, she'd probably be killed off, or she'd just be doing it because, like, the abusive husband's doing it. And oh my God, just, as you can tell, go watch this movie, man. It's so good. So that's the mom. Next up, we have the character Sparky, who I don't know how exactly he fits into the family. I don't think he's a son of the characters. They don't really say that his name's just Sparky. So I think he's just there. I could be wrong. I didn't look into the cast, but like in the movie, they don't really say anything. So I'm just assuming he's like the uncle, like the kind of cool uncle cousin type. He's a part of the family anyway. Even him, he's great. He's not the smartest. He's super funny. He's the funniest character in the movie. But like, he's still a part of the family. He can still, when shit hits the fan, so to speak, he locks in. All the jokes go away. Yeah, he's still, again, there's like no fight scenes where he's not the best. He tries. He's the definition of trying. Oh, bless his heart. But again, he is part of the unit. He is still like, he's not playing. Yeah, he's played for laughs, but it's not like an embarrassing campy way like it is now. It's kind of a funny, but also like, oh hey, like he also is a serious character, so he's good. Next up, we have the character of Trixie, who is like, Speed's, we'll get to Speed, the main character, but Trixie's like, his girlfriend, who was like his crush in school. They grew up together, and now his girlfriend. So she's, not living with them, but part of the family, I guess. And again, just like the mom, not as like not as feminine and as nurturing as the mom, but still, like, compared to most female characters that are written today, she is. She's like, I don't know how to say it. She's feminine in a different way. Like, she does get more down and dirty than the mom. Like, she rolls up her sleeves, she fights, one of the guys, so to speak. But still, she has that level of femininity and just like I don't know, like feminine aura, I guess. Like it makes sense if you watch the movie. It'll probably make sense what I'm trying to say. And like something like this, again, like it's just doesn't exist in modern Hollywood. Even though she is like this fighter, she fights, she gets down and dirty, she still doesn't lose that feminine quality with her relationship with Speed. And it's just like, it was so nice to see. I'm like, oh my god, this is how it should be. And of course, you can't forget Spritle and Chim Chim. I think that's the monkey's name. I think it's Chim Chim. I think that's what they call him. He's the youngest son of Pops and Mom, or Speed's younger brother. Again, he may seem like, oh, he's a kid with a pet monkey. Like, you know, even the monkey, like, I'm getting ahead of myself. Even the monkey is like a part of the family. Like, they see him like, oh, you know, they're holding him, they're letting him do his thing. Like, he is a part of the family, just like Spritle. I mean, yeah, he's kind of a mess up. Like, he messes things up. He doesn't listen, you know, which is what kids do. But again, like everyone else, when it comes time to like lock in, he locks in. He knows what his duty is, part of his family, and oh man, it's just so good. Like, I'm seeing this over and over again, but it's true. Just go watch this movie. And finally, the character of Speed. So Speed, obviously the main character in the name of the movie, and he's the stereotypical like young guy that wants to like prove himself. He, you know, he thinks, you know, there's something he thinks he has to do which is right, and you know, Pops and the family doesn't agree with him, but eventually they come to his side through his actions. They go, okay, he might have a point, and you know, blah blah, he ends up, you know, it's a very hopeful movie, kind of like formulaic in the sense of, oh, you know, like I just said, he believes something, family doesn't, he goes through, by the end of the movie, like he achieves a thing and everyone wins. And it's a stereotypical, you know, I guess trope, but it works. The way these characters are written, it works. He's not played for laughs. He's not called dumb. He's not called a buffoon like most modern men. He's like Pops. He's a strong, masculine leader. Not as much as Pops, because, you know, Pops is the actual patriarch, but still a very strong, masculine lead. And again, if this movie came out nowadays, they would butcher Speed's character beyond repair. That's kind of the gist of the family characters, and I don't even know how to close this video out. I should have done notes for this video, but I just wanted to talk about it. Just this healthy family unit is just something that's not presented, not forget modern cinema, and just in modern society in general. I mean, I know I didn't have this growing up, and I don't talk about my personal life that much, but I didn't have this. I didn't have nowhere near this, and I know a lot of you watching, you know, sadly didn't have this either. And it just goes to show you, like, this movie was made almost 20 years ago, and I don't think, like, you know, that healthy family unit, I don't think that was around 20 years ago. I think that was something the, you know, Wachowskis, you know, created, which I'm not going to go into their personal life, you know, since the movie came out, but I don't know if they just wanted to write a healthy family unit. I think that's what they were going for, because even in 2008, I know that was 20 years ago, and I was, you know, 8, you know, when that happened, so I had no clue, but I don't think this like level of healthy family was around even back then. I think it was decades ago this was last, you know, shown basically. Nowadays, like I said, it's all single parents, you know, abuse and all my trauma, and it's like I just hate modern society so much. Like something like this, rewatch this movie, you know, like I said, like I've pointed over and over again, made me realize, oh my god, how like the family is important, but that shouldn't be the case. That should just be the norm. Like, everyone says, oh, family is important, but, like, look at their actions. If they don't show it, both men and women, everybody doesn't show it, even though they always say, family is important, I would never betray family. Well, you look at your actions right here, somebody's lying. That's basically the end of the video. I kind of wanted just to kind of ramble and rant about it. Bottom line is, if you have not seen Speed Racer, watch it. But watch it not through the lens of it's a good movie, but watch it also through the lens of like the family structure, the family unit, which is something, like I said, sadly, we are missing. Everyone says it's important, but nobody's actions is actually leading up to it. And I'm not trying to do like, you know, like the traditional conservatives. No, I don't align with them. I don't want to like push their narrative, but they do lean towards like the right, you know, the right, I guess, sort of, well, not the right side of the political spectrum, but also the right, you know, way to set up society. I think they go a little, you know, too much in one. I think a little too much in one direction. You know, a little bit too religious in my personal taste. But I think they have the bedrock down, and this movie perfectly shows it. And it's just something that America just doesn't have anymore. They don't have the hopefulness or like, hey, we're a family, we stick together, which I think this movie, like the whole family centered around racing, like I've said, and maybe that could be one, like, like let's say you have a whole family that are all, cooks, or they're all, artists or musicians or what, it could be anything. I think that's something a lot of family members or just families are missing. Like, oh, let's say the dad's like, I don't know, what's a job? He's, electrician. The mom's a school teacher. The son is, a cable repairman. The other son's a banker. Whatever. It could be a millions of combinations. But with everyone having different jobs, like, is that really a way to structure society? I mean, I know this is a movie and, like, we can't, judge society based on a movie, but I don't think that's the right way to actually, have a healthy family unit. I could be wrong. I know, of course, there's already people that, like, oh, my family is different, which, okay, good for you if that is, but on a broader country scale, I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think having something like this where, like, the whole family can sit around, or maybe, like, it's a business, like, the dad owns the business, it could be anything, and all of the family members, like, work for them, so to speak, like, the mom's, like, the bookkeeper, the oldest son's, like, it's like the designer for the logos or something like that. They all work together on whatever business. I think that would be, that'd be something I would be interested in my, future family if I ever have one. That'd be super cool. But that's just something America is missing, and it just, that shouldn't be the case, which is very sad. But yeah, that's something that I don't think is ever gonna come back, sadly.